From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. And Ollie, it's fucking reptilian day today.
Fucking give me those.
It's a fucking...
I'm going to say slippery nipple motherfuckers, but I learned
aliens, entities.
a while ago that lizards don't have nipples, apparently. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Reptilians
Would a reptilian, though, have nipples? Because, and this is a serious question, because you've seen those... Have you ever seen the statues of them breastfeeding?
Yeah. Yes, I have, unfortunately, Ollie. Like, as much as it pains me to agree with you when you say something like that, something like, have you ever seen the statues of reptilian breastfeeding things? Yes, I have, Ollie. I've seen it. But they're statues. Yeah. They're not real reptilians.
Pretty reptilian head, though.
It was a pretty reptilian head. It really was.
And I bet they gave reptilian head as well when they weren't making babies.
Imagine the teeth. Oh.
But imagine the tongue.
Hang on. Actually, thinking about that, though, they have that little hole, don't they?
A little hole do the trick, will it, Lee?
But in their mouths, they've got like another little like spit hole, don't they?
Oh, yeah. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Ribbed like for his pleasure.
Double bubble. I'd probably have a go. Like, why not? Why not? You find me a sexy reptilian lady, I will.
Oh, mate, I've always said... Tail. I've always said, like, Kirk and that fucking green lady, I envy that.
I don't know what I wasn't a big fan of the original Star Trek, mate. So let me look for Kirk
and the green lady. Yeah, like, I'm into that. You know, if green skin, if people had green skin, you know.
Oh no! I've just I've just put green lady, and I've got all the activists.
Yeah, definitely not those green ladies.
So, who was the guy on Rogan this week, Ollie? Because I've already forgot his fucking name.
It's oh God. I've just told you who it was.
God was on Rogan. What a get that was.
I told you who it was yesterday. And
Jesse Michaels.
Jesse Michaels, yeah. See, you pollute my brain.
I pollute that reptilian's brain.
I like Jesse Michaels.
Right through the skull. But like God, even for Rogan, I think if he could pull God in for an interview, be like, yeah, that was a get. I'm surprised we got God, Jamie. That was
yeah.
That was
God
a good
was
one.
good, wasn't he?
It's what the best thing about that is that then you get Rogan episodes where he's like talking to like Bert Kreischer or Bill Burr or something like that, having a normal conversation, and they're talking about like being nice to people, and Rogan will be like, yeah, my buddy God, like he says, like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I'd love to see somebody, if you're listening to this and you can fuck around with AI and Joe Rogan, get him interviewing God and tag us.
He's like, what does he say? Yeah, I've got a DM from God. Yeah. So Jesse Michaels and Rogan were talking about the Peru. Was Peru, wasn't it the Peru alien mummy?
Little Peru alien with the bra that is the stick-on bra that stays there. Yeah.
This clip has been clipped and uploaded for our pleasure by Tupacabra, so go follow him on X. Let's listen to what Rogan and Michaels have to say about it.
There are these very small mummified looking things that are in Peru that seem to look exactly like a similar kind of thing to a human being, but varies enough that you know it's not us. And it has more ribs, it has more spinal columns, or more discs. This is what they look like. And there's x-rays of them, and that's where it gets really weird. And they're tridactyl, right? So they have 3 fingers and 3 toes.
Yep. And so these were discovered in 2015 in a cave by a guy named Leandro who goes by Mario. And this is one of the headaches about the case, is like we don't have good provenance on it. So he is this Huaquero gravedigger guy, and they were found in diatomaceous earth. So there's actually an idea that they might not even be mummies. Diatomaceous earth is a desiccant, and so they were dried out. And a lot of the organs are actually still inside the bodies. And there are 3 different types. There are S-types, which are these little winged creatures. There are J-types. The J-types they were most popularized in this Mexican Congress where these things were outed in September of 2023, where they look like almost Close Encounters. Jamie, if you scroll down, like you see that Peru's Congress, like right there. Like that thing looks like this like jokey, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like it looks like
totally fake.
It looks totally fake, right? So those are the J types. They're like 25-ish, maybe 25 to 30
but
of
then
those.
there's the ones that they've x-rayed, and that's where it gets really weird.
The weirdest ones that I was talking about, the forensics people kind of evaluating, are these M types. These are like 4 to 5 feet. They look pretty anatomically consistent.
Have you seen them in person?
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was your feeling?
My feeling was, it was this.
Pick those images up, please.
It was, as with a lot of these things, oscillating between, holy shit, this thing is not from here, and then, dude, you have to like chill, and like there's so many other things, there's so many other gates this has to get through for us to actually, verify this stuff.
See if you can go the x-rays, Jamie. Find the images from the x-rays. That's one, but there's one that's a little bit better because it's one of the fetal position. It's
Jamie, in my document, actually.
Look at that one.
Okay, there you go. So that one has eggs inside of it.
What?
If you go, Montserrat, which
look at its hips.
Yeah.
How weird.
So if you go to Montserrat clip, yeah. So this one's pregnant and has what they are claiming to be a tridactyl fetus inside of it. Yeah.
How many of these do they have?
So they have 8 to 10 of these M types, these kind of most realistic looking ones.
8 to 10?
8 to 10. And then they have 25 to 30 of the J types.
Yeah, mate.
If anybody was to say that this is not an alien, we found a fucking demon. You see the fucking claws on its legs.
Oh, like I cannot believe. Right, I remember us covering this back in the Alien Addict days, and it was a bit of fun. I cannot believe the validity that's come into these things.
Well, I mean, I'll carry on playing this in a second, but we did say back then, because in fact,
we said there was something more to them than just
it was
papier-mâché.
you and I said bullshit. This is bollocks, and you stuck to your guns and said, no, seriously, mate, look at the X-rays. I remember you saying that. So you were saying we need to do it. We need to cover this, because I don't think you. I think it was you that said. In fact, it was you said that the debunks of this might not age well.
I remember.
And I think you're right there.
I mean, to be put right, to go back to the debunks, mate, I think the debunks have been not just not aged well, they've been completely fucking eviscerated. Like the minute they started X-raying these things, eviscerated.
So yeah, look at that. That's a 3D reconstruction of the CAT scan.
So they have teeth. That's weird.
They have teeth,
right?
Yeah. They have tendons, they have bones, they have cartilage, they have organs inside. And then, so this is where we need to verify stuff. They even have actually.
Could you go back to the part of the video where, what's that? Yeah, that part. What the fuck is that, man? That's crazy.
They have osmium and cadmium implants in them, which are rare earth metals that were discovered in the 19th century, too.
If this is art, if someone made this, I need to buy one.
Yeah.
Like, you need to tell me how much this costs. I need to put it on my table, because you're a genius. If you've made that and you tricked everybody into thinking that that's real, you're a goddamn genius, and you shouldn't just be hoaxing people.
Well,
so then the alternative is that's real. Well, if that's real, that's completely insane.
Joe, fortunately and fortunately for you maybe, but unfortunately for the case, these huaqueros, these gravediggers, are selling some of these things on the black market. And this case is the wild, wild west. It is so...
How much? How much could I get one for?
I've heard 7 figures.
7 figures?
I've heard a lot of money.
Jeez Louise.
But,
is Peter Thiel buying one of these? Don't say yes.
Right. So the interesting thing I thought about that clip as well was, because I said this, I think aliens are the new dinosaurs, Ollie.
We should call it. We should name the show that, Lee.
Well, right. Remember, so dinosaurs were hypothesized.
Yeah.
Before they started finding the skeletons of them. Then when they started finding the skeletons of them, it kicked off a whole trade in fake dinosaur bones. That feels like that's what's happening right now.
We are witnessing in real time the discovery of the next thing to the dinosaurs, whatever that may be.
Maybe. But that's what we've done. It's exactly like it took longer. Don't get me wrong. Like it took my dinosaur bro 12 months after thinking of them to find them. So that was pretty good going.
What if it's the missing link? Because they've got eggs. They look a bit reptilian like. So have you ever seen that? That image of
the reptilian, if dinosaurs had
if dinosaurs
evolved.
had carried on, yeah.
Which I've always, that's always been weird to me. That though, mate,
that it didn't happen.
That's no, not that it didn't happen. Just that so we've got these weird fucking giant reptiles, and for some reason, someone decides that at some point they would have. Evolved into bipedal humanoids. That doesn't.
Well, no, that didn't happen. We didn't evolve in. I think we was like fish to these land-ish lizardy creatures to
just for a split second
to a rat.
Wait, whoa! Do we believe this for one fucking second?
Oh, absolutely not. But if you go by Fatboy Slim, absolutely. 100%.
Okay, the famous,
one of the greatest music videos of all time.
One of the most famous evolutionary biologists of all time.
That
Mr.
fucking
Fat
video
Boy
is
Slim.
genius. Right here, right now. though I do think Greta Thunberg's version of Right Here, Right Now was better.
I like the fact that Greta Thunberg,
Greta
Thunbergs. Yeah, absolutely. Like she had nothing going for her. Now she's got two things.
But yeah, something really interesting in that clip that I've never heard before. Did you notice the bit about wings? Where these ones with wings? Did you not hear the bit where he said some of them have wings?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, he said some of them have fucking wings.
I'm not playing the whole clip again.
No, I don't. Maybe he means those metal plates.
Would that be wings?
I don't know. I mean, if you put it in between the legs, it could be classed as wings.
It's crazy. Like these. I mean, like first of all, right? So there's two things to do here. Either it's a species that we've never found before. Why and how? So how haven't we found these things before? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they've been in a cave, haven't they? Covered
No. I mean, but I mean before this. Like where these can't be the only ones. The only surviving like remnants.
Well, let's say they're real. So we know that like take Egypt for example, the pyramids. They're very strict on who goes in and out of these tombs, who looks in the tombs, who does this investigative. I can't say that word. Work. Who investigates? Yeah.
It's easy for you to say.
It's easy for me to say. Also, Peru. So the Nazca stuff in Peru. A lot of people went in there and they raided those tombs. They took things. What's to say they covered up that? They got rid of the bodies because people can't know about this. They cannot know about this because maybe that was a reset of such. If let's say these things are real, maybe that was a reset and they took these things out.
Do you know what makes me wonder, mate? It makes me wonder what's in private collections. Like, so your man there was already talking about how some of these things were being sold off on the black market for 7 figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where else has been sold?
What else has been sold?
Right. What archaeology? I mean, right. This, you know how we always like we know corruption is so fucking prevalent everywhere. Yeah. What if the talks about Smithsonian have got giant bones, or Smithsonian have got fucking dragon heads, Smithsonian have got evidence of Tartaria. What if they haven't anymore? What if they just fucking sold it all?
Sold it all, destroyed it, whatever, ground it down to nothing.
I don't think they destroy it.
Why? So think about that for a second. Say if they wanted to get rid of evidence of a civilization, because I thought about this and I thought, why would they destroy this? They might keep 1 or 2, but if they don't want people knowing about it, as soon as they see one of those skeletons, if they don't want us to know about it, then just fucking grind the bitch up and fucking use it in somebody's fire.
All right. So the question is why
put
would they
people's
keep it
food?
secret? Right. No. So hang on. So the question is then, why would they keep it secret?
I don't fucking know. They're aliens.
So yeah, exactly. So right. So even if they're aliens, why would they keep it secret? The only reason that a power structure would keep something secret is if it was either important to them or it was an advantage for them to keep it secret. Either of those things, they don't destroy this shit, they keep it.
Maybe they keep it secret because like everybody keeps saying something's coming and the key is to these little motherfuckers.
What if it's their gods?
What if they thought we were gods when we came? Maybe we took over. Maybe they were here first.
Well, let's listen to Catherine Fitz, who was just recently on the Danny Jones podcast. I implore everybody to go and listen to this podcast. She was the first time I'd heard of Catherine Fitz was on the Tucker Carlson show, where she was on for like an hour and a half, maybe, and I thought that was mind blowing. She was on the Danny Jones podcast for just under 3 hours. Fucking riveting listening. Got me through my work day today. It was incredible. What irritates me about the people that are interviewing Catherine Fitz is I need to stop saying her whole name as well. It annoys me when people say people's full names like loads of times.
Just call her
Kathy. What is annoying me is this 3.5 minute clip I'm going to play you here was towards the end of the interview. I'm tired of this stuff coming up with people towards the end of the interview. Start the fucking interview with this shit. We know governments are corruption. We know governments are corrupt. We know they're hiding money everywhere. We know they've probably got a breakaway civilization. But this for me is where the rubber hits the road, and this might explain those little fucking.
Well, maybe Danny needed to like lube her up first, but just quickly.
I'd imagine so, but you know,
quickly before you play that, what's fucking going on with that watch that she's wearing? Who wears a watch sideways?
Me.
Carry on.
No, I don't. Her watch has just sort of slid down there. I was one of those irritating people that wears their watch like on the back side of their hand for a while.
That is weird.
Yeah. I also went to watch my right hand, and I'm right-handed.
Mate, I wear a watch on the right hand, and I'm right-handed. What are the fucking odds that two dickheads do a podcast together and both wear a watch on the right hand and they are right-handed?
I think you answered your question with dickhead, Ollie. that was the answer to your question. Dickheads do. Right, let's listen to Kathy.
Look like from my point of view, and so I want to put myself in Mr.
Yeah,
why is Mr. Global doing this? You know, what's Mr. Global's point of view? So anyway, so Joseph and I went through and did who is Mr. Global and why is he doing what he's doing. So we went through all the theories, but some of my favorite comments on the internet is they'll say, well, she worked at the White House and, you know, she knows, so she's not telling us. It's like, no, everybody at the White House is not sure.
Who's your best guess of who Mr. Global is?
I think you have intergenerational pools of capital, and right now they are over influenced by occult. So I think you have interdimensional intelligence, which is operating demonic intelligence.
Interdimensional demonic intelligence.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I think this thing about good and evil is real. And I can't find it anymore. I found it once. There were in the 1930s, a British physicist got up and said, you know, we are being manipulated, but from other dimensions by intelligent beings from other dimensions. So I think, you know, if you study Christianity and you read the Bible, you're dealing with both divine intelligence and demonic intelligence. And I think too much of the leadership has gotten deeply involved in the occult and demonic kinds of intelligence.
Wow.
So I just read a book and I have no idea. So I've tried to find every theory to explain the paranormal stuff. So I'm not telling you this is true, but I just finished reading a book called Final Event by Nick Redfern. I don't know if you've ever read it. Mm-mm. And he describes it's a exploration of a group of military intelligence in the United States called the Collins Elite.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the Collins Elite. Yeah.
And they came to believe that the ET phenomena was a demonic phenomena. It was not people from another planet. It was demonic intelligence.
It was biblical stuff.
Right. Right. And one of the things he discovered was that, or the Collins Elite apparently discovered, is in many sort of ET abduction events, if you called on Jesus Christ, it would stop.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he reported. And he strikes me, I don't know anything about him, but it struck me as someone who was trying to do a faithful, job of simply reporting what they found.
You know, there's a lot of folks in the intelligence community that publicly state how they believe that the whole UFO phenomena is like this biblical thing, how it's angels and demons and these things could be angelic entities and, you know, like literal, like ground, like legitimate people in the intelligence community, whether they're still active or retired or whatever, that have been on podcasts that state they believe this.
So I am sure that all of that stuff is happening. So I think we are dealing with demonic and angelic forces in our world, and that's interdimensional intelligence. So the Bible calls it, you know, demons and angels. Other people call it fifth dimension or whatever. Yeah. But I think we're absolutely, and I will tell you what I think is the most important thing to understand about the universe. So write this down. This is my favorite. My favorite new book is A New Science of Heaven by Robert Temple.
That's why you would keep them, Ollie.
Did you notice the guy that was operating the holodeck in the background, Danny's partner?
Wow.
He went, wow.
Yeah. That's why you keep the bodies. That's why you would keep all this stuff and not throw it away.
What, to use it in rituals?
Maybe to use it in rituals. Just the fact of like,
maybe that's what chalk is.
Maybe that's why I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
No, but you would. If you're talking about things of like that at that point, that means any remnants. First of all, so let's go down this road, right? Let's go down the road of this is right. Angels and demons are real. We've been calling them wrongly, probably not because of ourselves, probably because we've been kind of programmed to call them aliens. Yeah. For fucking the like ever since sci-fi was invented, that was the way we put it. That means that these bodies that people find, they're not just like relics of archaeological importance. The relics of spiritual importance. Like I don't think you can just I don't think if you've got freeze-dried angels, I don't think you can just
freeze-dried aliens,
which is my new grunge band. I don't think you can just destroy those and karma be cool with it.
I wonder if it's the word alien and angels is quite similar, isn't it?
In the fact that they've got an A.
Yes,
you know.
That's where I'm going with this. No, but what I do want to say though, because Tony, it's Arterburn, isn't it, that we interviewed the other night. So after the show, I'm sure he won't mind. He's going to come back on the show because he wants to talk some real like crazy conspiracy because he's into that.
Yeah, I really like Tony. He was a really good guy.
But when he asked us after the show, have you seen who's the guy we talked about? That we had nightmares. It's gone out straight out of my head.
Alistair Crowley.
Alistair Crowley. And have you seen the little grey lamb? And maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what these things are. But the whole thing with demons. Why would demons even need to give birth to young that way? Because I imagine it in a magical way that it comes out of the gates of hell or whatever. But maybe they.
Well, this was the other thing I was going to say is so if we go down, because I think, right, cards on table, those skeletons, like mummified bodies, however we want to say them, I think they were a real thing. I think they were a real walking around, living, breathing, blood pumping through the veins.
Is this 100% Lee moment?
100% Lee moment. I am 100% convinced they aren't faked, and they are something that we don't know what they are. So that leaves us with extraterrestrial creatures that missed the boat home. That leaves us with another biological species that's lived on the earth. That we've no idea of. We can't find any remnants of them. Maybe they were using those big long fucking spindly 3 fingers on them to build pyramids. 4, like Catherine Fitz is saying, there is truth to the angel and demons like spiritual realm, and just because we talk about angels, demons, and gods and things like that, like it stands to reason, right? Even if you are a being of pure energy,
yeah.
If you want to interact with a physical world, you'll have to take a physical form.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Like, if you want to live, if you to exist in this world, you will have to be.
You need an avatar.
Yeah, like to exist in their world, you'll have to be. I don't know.
Free from your avatar.
Yeah, plasma or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, the answer to that would be that to live in that realm and that like fifth dimension, whatever you want to call it, well, heaven, afterlife, is you leave your physical body and you just travel with your soul.
So what's the point in it then? What are they doing here? Why have they got fucking eggs inside them?
Well, if we're talking about angels and demons, they were cast down from heaven, weren't they?
Cast down from heaven. They could reproduce more of them. And we wiped the motherfuckers out and stuck them in some diorite.
Did we?
As many as we could.
Did we? Or are they in control?
Maybe those were the Nephilim. Maybe the Nephilim weren't as big as we've. Maybe we was the giants. Maybe they've got that part of the story wrong.
Maybe they're just demons. Maybe they're just the fucking foot soldiers.
Well, you've never seen an alien fully clothed, have you? Like the depictions. Well, not most aliens in films. They're usually little naked motherfuckers running around. And like they don't have any clothes. They've got that one like little chest plate thing or whatever. But if they've been preserved, why are they naked? Because I can see why a demon wouldn't have the feel to even wear clothes.
What? We're humans, yeah?
We're humans.
Right, so not including humans, name me another animal that wears clothes.
There isn't one.
So
monkeys. If some of them wear nappies.
I think that's our fault.
But no, my quick point there is, aliens. You look at those X-rays with the long fingers. If they're intelligent, something that would make craft, design craft, with. So our hands, they're designed to make crazy fucking intricate things. We can do all sorts with these.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see how something with long spindly fingers like that would be able to do anything other than be a predator.
Yeah, but okay, so what if we're talking about the possibility of something being like a biblical angel or demon? We're past building like Broncos.
Yeah, all
here,
I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. They're not aliens.
Magic.
They're not aliens, because if those were aliens, they'd probably have little
no,
tiny
I know they're not
hands.
aliens. I don't think there's any such thing as aliens.
I mean, we could even be wrong there. That this could be the whole plan.
Absolutely.
To make people like you and me go, no, there's no fucking aliens. 2027 comes, we're fucked.
Oh my God, could you imagine that? Like, if this whole psyop was just for us.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
We've done it. We've done it. They don't believe in aliens anymore. They've gone back to God.
I tend towards
Is that even a word? You tend towards?
tend towards.
Okay. Yeah. Don't think it's a word, but carry on.
It's actually 2 words, Ollie.
Tend towards.
Yeah.
I'll give you it. I like it.
I'll change it if you fucking want. We'll fucking
edit it out of the
podcast,
I'll go
you
towards.
fucking wank.
I'll go towards.
Well, I'll lean towards.
You lean towards, yeah. No, I like tend towards. Keep it.
I lead towards them being some sort of biblical god type thing.
Yeah.
Purely because aliens are an invention of science fiction, of modern science, and a modern invention of science fiction. In any other time, right? Any other time in human history, we wouldn't have injected like space and spacecrafts and people coming from Mars. These are human concepts that we have papered over like fantastical things with, in order to try and ground them, to try and normalize the paranormal.
Oh, fuck my dick twice on a Sunday. I've just had, Lee, what if all of this, them do it, the Orson Welles, what was the book called again? The
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. You get in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. All these films, all these depictions of the Greys, is for people to go, that's E.T. That's the little cute little thing, and then they come, and they might even act a little bit peaceful when they come here, and we accept them. But then they're just gonna absolutely fuck us up.
Well, if they're going to use War of the Worlds for that, I suggest they speak to their PR.
That's a bad example. But if they look if they do look like the little green men with the big almond-shaped eyes, usually when they're not trying to bum you, usually when they're not getting the probes out, they love them, but usually they are. I think they're depicted as quite peaceful things.
I mean,
what if that is exactly what is on its way, and they come and we accept them? But the problem is they're not coming from space. They've not even come to Earth and been hiding in the middle of Earth. They've come from the Nether realm. They are demonic. And that is what's on its way, and we're going to accept that as society, and that's how evil takes over.
I do have another question about the bodies, though. Is how did he say that they were dilated? Dilated? I can't remember what word he used.
They were in dilated soil.
Dilated salt. So yeah. Right, so preserved in salt we'll go with, but I can't help thinking that where's the people like that being preserved like this? Do you know what I mean? Where's the people that were like?
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
that there was a cave in. They found themselves surrounded by those type of salts. Then we discovered fucking dried out people.
I mean, maybe there has been. We've not done the research there. Maybe there are humans that have been preserved in this.
But do you know, I would have thought if that was the case, especially with us like paying attention to this sort of stuff, somebody would have compared. Why is no one taken like the dehydrated people that have been found and compared and contrast them with the alien vampire demons?
Why is nobody taking that little metal thing off its chest, polished it up and seen what it is, you know?
Well, I mean, I was amazed when he said that there's like 10 of the big ones. I thought that was pretty wild.
I can't believe you missed the wing thing, because that does explain demons.
It really does. I just think that if you've got something like that, at what point do you fuck it up? That's the real point. So, because if you've got a finite number of these things and they've never been found before, we'll just pretend. Because obviously, if someone's found these, yeah, and they've been around for fucking thousands of years, maybe millions of years, I don't believe that fucking Hassan in fucking Mexico.
I mean, most trustworthy guy in the whole field.
I don't believe he found the first ones. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
I think he bought them or stole them. Maybe not stole.
I think
them.
he stole. Yeah, didn't the Mexicans have a real issue with how he got hold of them?
I mean, I don't want to say.
Or the Peruvians
stole them,
had a
I don't
real
know
issue.
that. I think he may have smuggled.
I think the Peruvians had a real issue about him having these bodies. But yeah, you've just got to make a choice, haven't you? Because you can't put shit back together like this. So you would have to do everything that you can possibly do while they're a full structure before you go, we're gonna fuck this thing up or what?
I mean, you give them to me and you. That's
Firstly, we've got that ripped off with his head's off. I'm looking up his fucking asshole.
No, but it's true because that's the first thing I'm thinking. You know, you've got those things. Chop that motherfucker open. I want to see. You know when you see when you're in. Have you ever seen that museum where? And I don't know who does the museum. But it's got. I'd never want to go. It looks fucked up as shit. But it's that guy that slices human beings
if it was
in
Ben
half.
Stiller, if it was Ben Stiller, it's not a documentary.
It's that guy that chops living things in half, and you can and puts it up against glass.
By museum, Ollie, you mean gallery, don't you?
Gallery, yeah. Gallery, museum, it's the same thing. But yeah, people go there to look inside other animals and human beings.
Mm-hmm. So the big question is then, why all the talks about this stuff? Why we talk about it now? Why we once again like this is what people I think need to get into their heads because it's been so normalized now. But fucking like Joe Rogan has just had somebody on his podcast, the biggest media production in the world with the largest audience the world has ever seen. For a news entertainment outlet, whatever you do, the largest audience that content before content creation was even fucking thought of as a thing. He just had somebody on to talk about mummified aliens, just like he had somebody on to talk about crash flying saucers, just like he had somebody on to talk about all these other crazy things which are putting this stuff into the zeitgeist, into like people's brains.
I'll tell you why. Because I think you're right. I think you've had a 100% Lee moment here.
Do you want to tell me, or shall I get Ross Coulthard to tell us?
You can get Ross on if you want first, then I'll tell you after.
There's certainly something going to happen in 2027, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I've also heard 2034, and I've also heard other dates, much later. But depends who you talk to. Some people say it's a pole reversal. Some people say it's an asteroid hitting the planet. Some people say it's AI reaching quantum, and then all of a sudden we lose the capacity to have control of our own computer systems. I have no idea. What I am aware of is that everybody's telling me we're on borrowed time. And I cannot begin to emphasize how serious a look I get when I say to people who are confiding in me, what's the timescale on this? And they're urging me to be urgent. They're saying to me, people need the right to know this. They have a right to know this. And I'm going, well, what are we talking about? And I feel like shaking these people and saying, for God's sake, just bloody tell me. And they are all constrained by their national security oaths. They want the public to know this.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit. Oof.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I was listening to a show the other day. I listened to a YouTuber. His he's called Josh. His show's called Polarity. His channel's called Polarity. He's coming on with us in 2 weeks' time, I believe.
That's the Aussie guy. Great.
That's the Aussie guy. Yeah. So I was watching a video he put up the other day, and he was talking about Ross Coulthard, and he said, you don't understand. He said, unless you're an Australian. He said, like, Ross Coulthard was a big deal. He's like, when he was saying, when I was a kid, Ross Coulthard was just a journalist. He was a journalist that was known. He said, now all of a sudden Ross Coulthard is around saying crazy shit, where he was just a normie town journalist up until very recently.
I like Ross. I think
I like Ross Coulthard. I would love to get him on the show one day. I truly hope we can get hold of him.
Definitely, I want to ask him about that building. You know, it's so big.
Yeah, like everybody else. I know what it is. Do you want to know what it is?
What do you think it is?
It's a satellite. It's that big satellite that they used in GoldenEye, and that's abandoned now. You know, the dish.
Yes.
That's why it's abandoned, because realistically it was never really used for anything. It was just there. So I'm sure now they've built it.
It's in the middle of a fucking forest as well.
They've managed to build all the infrastructure into it. I wouldn't mind betting that there's underground tunnels in and out of it to get to it.
Has anybody else said that? Have you just pulled that out your arsehole?
I can't help it. I'm fucking genius.
You're on fire tonight, mate. You
Well,
figured out
100%.
that the aliens are the brand new dinosaurs.
Yep.
And the
brand new dinosaurs is also my next grunge band.
Stop giving it away. Don't give it away, mate. Sell it.
I haven't got time to pick fucking drumsticks up, mate. Too busy talking to you about fucking mental shit.
I do think you're right though with the I can't get out of my head now with them being the new dinosaurs. I that would explain. Do you remember when we listened to Bob Lazar, when we were doing Alien Addict together? We listened to Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan. It was like, did he just say it was an archaeological dig?
Yes.
Never said that before.
Nope.
Never said that before. As far as I know, I've never heard him say that before. Now, was that thrown in there for a reason leading up to this? And we're getting these things that look like aliens now from an archaeological dig.
See, Joe, the other thing I think that makes it more like the next dinosaur is that I don't think dinosaurs are what we think they were anyway. I think that's something.
Oh, I think they're fucking dragons.
Maybe.
You can
Maybe
call
dragons.
me Dragon Boy. Whoever called Joe Rogan that will be called Dragon Boys.
Oh, absolutely. I'll wear Dragon Boy with pride. And these
Saying that, I think if you call yourself a Dragon Boy, you'll end up being like, they'll put you on X, and they'll make you look like an actual dragon with like a penis the size of fucking Mars. There's a dildo called the Dragon. Somebody should send me a picture of one. I don't. No experience with that. I just know that. Multiple colours.
I killed the wrong co-host.
I'll have a drink of my water, shall
I? I think what we can summarize from all this stuff is that there's a secret religion. Somewhere there is a secret religion, and it might not even be necessarily like 100% secret. You know, it could just be the antithesis of Christianity, for instance. Like a genuine Satanism, not the stupid Satanism that you see, like the Anton LaVey Satanism and stuff like that. Like a real a real worshipping of darkness, anti-humanist, fucking evil. And I think these creatures have something to do with it. I think the creatures that come in and take people at night have something to do with it. I think there is we've been saying for a long time now that feels like there's a spiritual element to this stuff.
What if the lead up to people wondering more and more what is out there in space? Because let's face it, we don't trust. If you're listening to this show, you don't trust NASA. Never a straight answer.
If you listen to this show, you don't trust your gran by now.
Yeah, if you listen to this show, you're fucking nuts, just like us, and we fucking love you. But what if they were like they were figuring all this out? Like, right, we need to tell them that this out there that we one day we can go to the moon. There's stars like trillions of light years away. Tell them all this made up bullshit. And this is not me saying that it's true and I'm a flat earther. I'm just telling what if. And then they said, well, what next? Because they believe in demons and shit still and God. We'll tell them they fucking come from fucking space and they live on one of those little dots out there.
Mm.
Maybe this is all evolved from a lie. But the biggest lie is they've been here all along, and we should have listened to our elders.
Maybe. I mean, if we have let's not even say aliens or demons here. Let's just say if we have a separate bipedal hominid species that's fucking eggs birth, like seems to give birth for eggs and not live young, all bets are off. Like flat, probably. Okay, I'll take that. We've just found if the fact it's got eggs in it, mate, that's a reptilian.
Yeah.
That like the top and bottom of it, and I find the weird that nobody's making that jump, because we've talked about reptilians for like a long time. They've been in like the conspiracy fucking not the reptilians, hence our fucking tagline. Thing's got eggs in it, mate. Bipedal humanoid creature that fucking gives birth to eggs.
Where's a metal bra?
Lays eggs even. What?
And where's a metal bra? This got like a metal breastplate.
I mean, technically, women wear metal bras as well, mate. It's not all fabric. But yeah, I just find it crazy. I really find it crazy that it almost feels like reality itself is crumbling.
Right in front of our eyes, yeah.
Right in front, what was fun and a joke yesterday is now being spoken about as if it is next to fact. Not quite fact, but lives just across the road from fact. And that's 2 miles away from fiction.
Could you believe that we can bring things back like Jurassic Park? Like, let's say that Lee believes in dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think with DNA of splicing a frog or whatever they do together, you can bring these? Because they're saying they're going to bring back the mammoth at some point. I have a point here, by the way.
Do you want me to answer that, or are you carrying on with you, or have you got more to say?
No. You can just answer me if you believe it. If you believe they can
do
it.
No, because I don't think you can ever create something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. If it's something that's extinct. So they've already said that we need to take a chunk of a dinosaur. It's right. Okay, what? Sorry, a chunk of an elephant to do this with. Yep. Right. Okay. So it's not a woolly mammoth.
But
do you know
then
what I mean?
They're
That's
going to take
like,
something from. They're going to alter the DNA strand.
it doesn't matter. Does it? Just because they've altered it, it doesn't matter. That's like me saying, I want to take a fucking. What's the best way to make me not sound racist? I want to take a Chinese man and a black woman and make like one of them like an African child or a Chinese child. Doesn't work like that. You would need two people. That child will always be of mixed race. You can't.
I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I see what you're saying. So
that's what I mean. So you're interfering with something to the point you're forcing it to be something.
I think the way I've seen it, that DNA is a code, and they do something to change this code.
Yeah, so you've gone in and you've changed it.
Yeah. But if these things are demonic, and if there is something
woolly mammoths.
No, I'm saying if woolly mammoths, fucking demonic woolly mammoths. Jesus Christ, that's a scary thought. That's sticking its trunk up you. Being probed with a woolly mammoth's trunk. If DNA in itself is something that has been made by God, and this, because I don't know what they've done with the DNA samples, or if they've even released the DNA samples of these things. What if they try to recreate one of them with with a human and taking some of that code? Because if those things are fucking real,
I'll give you a guess. The same thing that happened last time. What's
that?
Flood time.
Well, you create something. You bring something back.
No. But that's wasn't the Great Flood because of fucking Nephilim? To wipe the earth clean of them.
Yeah.
So you start fucking around with that. You start bastardizing God's creation again by creating abominations. He's gonna get fucked.
Especially if these little things are demons.
5 times we've had to have these floods, you bastards. Stop it.
Again, maybe we were the Nephilim. Maybe they were the good guys with the eggs. And
I don't think the egg. Look. There's no nice lizards. It's like spiders. Nice spiders.
Gecko.
Okay, I did like Gex. That was a good video game.
I was saying that though. Have you seen what a gecko does to a fly in one lick?
My friend was bitten by a gecko when we were in Spain.
Did it hurt?
I don't think it hurt. It cut him. It drew blood. He probably should have gone to a. Yeah, he probably should have gone to a doctor.
His gums.
It just hung on as well. It was dead funny. Right, we were staying in a villa. I was making us something to eat, and I turned around to my mate Paul and said, "Go clear the patio and stuff like that, and we'll go," because it was a really nice day. Where we were was really nice as well. It was like we were in like a big villa, the swimming pool outside. It was really good. And I said, "Go clear outside. We'll eat outside." So he was clearing the thing. And the next thing is there's just a fucking gecko on one of the chairs that just wouldn't quit. It was just like, no, I'm fucking comfy. And Paul's like trying to move it, and he's like, "It just won't fucking go anywhere. It just won't do it." And I remember bending down to pick the plates up, because I put the plates down to try and work out what we were going to do about this gecko. I remember picking them up and going, "Do you think they bite?" To turn around to Paul going, "Yeah, they bite." And it's just hanging off the end of his finger. So yeah, that's my wild gecko encounter. If you want more wild encounters with us, then please head over to Patreon, where it's invaluable. I should have told you this at the beginning of the podcast, but we're just trying to get into the action quicker these days, aren't we? People get like, "Do you fucking talk for 15 minutes?" Well, we're trying not to. Yeah, and we do talk about dick too much, especially for two heterosexual men, even though yesterday's story about the hot tub is a bit, not sure anymore. But yeah, if you want these podcasts in audio delivered to your device, ad-free, then you can sign up $5.99. What you will get is you'll get ad-free podcasts. You will get video 7 days early before it goes up on YouTube and Rumble. You will get a live chat hangout show where we talk about crazy shit with
and
you guys.
And you can join in.
You can join in. We had two. We did have two or three people on.
Yeah, 2 or 3 people on the last one. No, we took. So I think one of them tried to join, but just couldn't join.
That was it. And we have. There's a couple of nibbles. There's a couple of nibbles. People go, I'm a bit shy to come on. Like fuck, you're shy to come on. I spend my time 5 days a week talking about fucking aliens. So who really looks stupid? At least you guys are just going to do it inside Patreon. But yeah, come on with us, talk. It's really good fun. We had a couple of drinks last time, and yeah, it's
maybe
nice.
one too many.
Maybe one too many. Yeah, but it was good fun. Enjoyed it. You can go over to our merch store, buy some merch offers. You can follow us on all the social medias at The Daily Compod. We also have an email address, thedailyconspiracypodcast@gmail.com. We've got some guests coming up tomorrow night. Tomorrow for you, we will have Billy Ray Valentine from the Infinite Fringe on with us. Next Monday, the first podcast of the week, we have Sean Hibbler from Hibbler Productions. He did the Tartaria documentary with Stu Peters that came out a couple of years ago. I can't wait to speak to that guy. So it's going to that episode is going to be heavy on Tartaria, heavy on flat Earth, and then hopefully whatever else he's cooking up, because that guy is a conspiracy documentary genius. I'm so excited. I've tried to get Hibbler
I can't wait.
on this show for 2
wait.
years. 2 years I tried to get in contact with him, and then lucky enough, our good friend Mark Sargent, who is also coming back on the podcast soon, he hit us up with an email address, and I got in touch with him. So it's kind of all it for us, isn't it? Have I forgot anything, Ollie?
No, mate.
Take us out, my friend.
Well, you mentioned, what I actually mentioned, the green aliens and how attractive I found the green alien. I don't think if I was around when those whatever they are, the thing in diorite, when that was alive, I don't think I'd want to sleep with it. I'll tell you for why.
I'm all ears.
I don't think I'm manly enough down there.
I know that.
That thing had how many eggs inside it? I bet it's got one big giant alien vagina. You're welcome.
I regret the take us out bit. I regret many things. I regret that. I regret killing the wrong host. Many things. We'll see you later, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fucking, I swear, you're an actual retard. Like, it's not even funny anymore. It's retard.
It's true. There's truth in it, though. It's truth.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man,
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.